Hello everyone, welcome to the world of Educare. Today I am going to start off with an interesting chapter named The Vulture and the Great Spirit. Now here you can see that the protagonist of this story is the vulture and another character in this story is the Great Spirit. We will come across various other small characters in this story too. Now, let me tell you that many of the people have a concept that vultures are very dangerous. They stay in a dilemma. They do not understand whether vultures are harmful or not. But let me tell you that despite of their intimidating presence, vultures are quite harmless because they do not feed on people or animals who are alive. They feed on the dead. So, they are not quite harmful. Let's start off with the chapter. I will read each and every line and then I will explain accordingly. Now this is a story from long ago. It belongs to a time when Mother Earth was young and beautiful. So this story is of a time that was long ago, and during that time Mother Earth was new. It was newly created when it was young and it was beautiful. It was a time not long after the Great Spirit had finished his work. So here the Great Spirit refers to the creator of the Mother Earth, and they are trying to say that this story is of a time which is not far away from the time when the Great Spirit created this beautiful world, this beautiful Mother Nature that continuously captivates our eyes with its beauty. Now, when the creatures he had placed here could still meet and talk with him freely. So this story is of a time when, as I said, that the Great Spirit just created the Mother Earth, and during that time the creatures that were also created by the Great Spirit could actually communicate with the Great Spirit very freely and frequently. Grandfather's son had been making his way across the blue sky for several hours. So here the sun has been personified as the grandfather. Now it had been making his way across the blue sky for several hours. So the sun was shining brightly. The big black bird with the overly large and many-thought ugly red head sat high in a tree, contemplating the events of the last few days. So here they have given the description of the vulture. They have described the vulture as a big black bird with an oversized large, and many had a concept or many thought that its head, the head of the vulture, was actually very ugly. Ugly red head. It is red in color. It sat high in a tree contemplating the events of the last few days. So the vulture sat high on a tree and it was contemplating, that is, it was thinking very deeply and yet calmly about the events that had took place in the last few days. Now, finally, he decided all this is much too complicated for me to figure out on my own. I must see the Great Spirit and ask him. So here you can quite easily understand that the vulture was thinking something. Now, its head was filled with various thoughts and it could not decide something. So, at last the vulture decided that instead of sitting there and thinking by his own, it would go and visit the Great Spirit who is the creator of this beautiful Mother Nature, and ask him about its doubts, and he expects to get a very nice answer. Stretching his huge powerful wings, we know that vultures have huge powerful wings, so it stretched his huge powerful wings. He swooped down from the tree and caught the wind that blew him high up in the sky, higher than even the great eagle had flown before. Soon he came to a lodge of the Great Spirit. So it was flying quite high, in fact higher than the height in which an eagle can fly. So finally it came to the lodge of the Great Spirit. Lodge here, it's a meeting place. And who is meeting here? The vulture is meeting the Great Spirit, who is the creator of this beautiful Mother Earth. Great Spirit, he said, "It is I, vulture. I have questions that I cannot find answers to on my own." Then bowing his head, he asked, "Will you help me?" So the vulture went to the Great Spirit in that meeting place, in that lodge, and it introduced itself saying that I am the vulture and I have some questions in my mind and I need clear answers to those questions because I am in a complete dilemma or in a confusion. The Great Spirit looked at the vulture with pride in his eyes and replied, "Surely, Great One of the skies, ask your questions." Now the Great Spirit replied very politely yet with pride in its eyes that yes, the vulture, you can ask me questions, you can clear out whatever doubt you have in your mind. The vulture raised his head and began to speak. So now the vulture is going to state its problems. It is going to state the questions that was arising in its mind to get a clear answer and to get out of that confusion. "I know that I am supposed to be a creature of the sky." First, the vulture is saying that it is quite acquainted with the fact that it is supposed to be a creature of the sky. "A humble bird that will not attack and kill my brothers." Brothers here refers to the citizens of a country. Here the vulture is saying that it is quite acquainted with the fact that it is a bird which is a creature of the sky and it will not attack and kill my brothers, the living creatures of the earth. As I said that a vulture does not feed on any people who are living or any animal who is living. So it is stating that he is quite acquainted with the fact that he does not have to feed on the living creatures. It will never do that. "This I try to do. I sit patiently in the trees or float lazily on the winds of the air and wait for what I am given." So the vulture here is saying it does not really feed on the living creatures. It does not even try to do so. It sits quietly or flies very quietly without disturbing any of the living creatures who are alive. So I enjoy this and I thank you. The vulture is saying that it enjoys this fact and he also thanked the Great Spirit who created him. It is a good life, but the things that I don't understand are these. Now the vulture is going to state its problem. The vulture will elaborate on what problems he is facing. In spite of the fact that it is not supposed to kill any living creatures, he does not even do that. But in spite of being so quiet and not disturbing anyone, still there are some problems that a vulture has to face. Now what are the problems? Here the vulture will now state those problems. Let's see. Now the vulture is saying, "Why do my brothers run away from me when I fly over them?" So here the vulture is questioning the Great Spirit that why do the brothers, that is the citizens of the country of the Mother Earth, why do they run away whenever they see a vulture flying over their head? They make fun of me and call me ugly. So most of the time the citizens of the Mother Earth, whenever they see a vulture flying over, they call it ugly, they get frightened at times, they run away. So the vulture is questioning the Great Spirit that why does it happen? Because it is quite harmless, it does not even disturb them. Then why do the brothers of the Mother Nature, why do they run away? They treat me with disrespect and many even seem to hate me. The vulture is saying that the brothers of the Mother Earth, they disrespect the vulture. They do not love the vulture. On the contrary, they hate it. Yet I have done nothing to them. So here the vulture is expressing its grief, the thoughts of his mind. Here it is saying that although it does not do any harm to the living creatures, then why do they make fun of him? Why do they run away whenever they see him flying over? Why do they disrespect him? Why do they call him ugly? So these are the sorrows that the vulture is expressing to the Great Spirit. Why must I always wait for things to die so that I may have them? Now the vulture is questioning the Great Spirit that why does it always have to wait till the time when a living creature dies so that it can feed on it? Why can't it really feed on the living creatures while they are alive? So this is the question that arises in the vulture's mind, and it expresses to the Great Spirit who created him. I too would like to hunt as the great eagle and the mighty falcon do, or even find the seeds of the ground in the way of the robin or the blue jay do. So here the vulture is actually taking names of various other birds and telling them, why can't I be like an eagle who can feed on creatures who are alive? Why can't he be like a falcon? So here the vulture is expressing its grief because it is a kind of a bird which has to wait till a living organism, till a living creature dies so that it can feed upon it. It just cannot feed on people or creatures which are alive. So it is questioning the Great Spirit that why can't he be like the other creatures? Why, Great Spirit, did you make me as I am? The vulture is questioning the Great Spirit that why did you make me the way that I am today? Why did you not make me like the way the other creatures or the other birds are? They have freedom. They do not need to have the patience. They don't need to have even the urge to wait for something to die. They can really feed on the alive creatures. Why can't a vulture do that? The Great Spirit sat silently for a while. So the Great Spirit, who was still now listening to the vulture, its sorrows, its grief, is now sitting silently and was thinking about the answer to the questions of the vulture. Finally, he stood and walked to the edge of the sky. So the Great Spirit was standing. He first sat silently for a while and then was thinking about the answer. After that, he stood up and he walked to the edge of the sky, motioning for the vulture to follow him. Motioning here means signaling the vulture so that the vulture can follow the Great Spirit wherever the Great Spirit goes. Look down there, great bird. So now the Great Spirit, who took the vulture along with him and stood at the edge of the sky, he showed the vulture, he asked the vulture actually to look down there, great bird. Everything I have made is there. So the Great Spirit is showing the great vulture or the vulture that look down to the Mother Earth. Everything exists there. Whatever the Great Spirit has created, everything I have made, I have given a reason for being there. So the Great Spirit is saying that everything that he has created has a purpose on the Mother Earth. Everything, the way they are created, they have a reason behind that. Here is why you are there, vulture. So the Great Spirit is saying even your existence has a purpose, even your activities have a purpose, even the way he has created the vulture has a purpose behind that. You were given the patience that no other animal on earth can equal. So the Great Spirit is saying that the vulture that he has been gifted with the extreme good fact of patience that no other animal on Mother Earth acquires. The kind of patience that a vulture has is not equal to any other patience. It is much higher than everyone. So the patience can't be equal to any other animal on earth. The vulture is the only bird that has that kind of a patience. In this you are number one. So in this you are the superior most. there is no one above you who has the same kind of patience. The Great Spirit told this to the vulture. Uh, you were made strong of body. Again, the Great Spirit is saying that apart from the patience, you also have a very strong body so that you could fly even higher than that of an eagle. So an eagle flies quite high, but the Great Spirit told the vulture that you are gifted with the power to fly even higher than an eagle. Your jaws have the power to tear apart with ease the mightiest of creatures that I have ever made. The Great Spirit is told the vulture that among all the creatures that he had created, the vulture is one of the mightiest and the strongest, having the most powerful jaws which helps it to tear down things or creatures very easily. Your body and head were made in colors of both life and war, because through both all things of the earth will come to you eventually. So this line is very important. The color of the two of the colors, the black, red, these two colors that are present there in the vulture's body symbolizes two very important aspects, that is the earth and that is the war and the life. And through these, all things of the earth will come to you eventually. So actually the vulture, as it feeds on the dead animals, so quite easily you can understand, or the dead creatures, you can quite easily understand that after a lifespan of a creature or a living being, eventually it has to come under a vulture. Supposedly a creature has died, so a vulture will feed upon it after it dies. So a creature after its span of life eventually comes to a vulture, is fed by the vulture. So everything at the end comes to you. Your appearance is one of that demands respect and causes fear in the hearts of those who look upon to you. For no matter their strength and power, they know they will someday bow to you. So here the Great Spirit is trying to make the vulture understand that among all the creatures that the Great Spirit has created, the vulture is one of the most powerful, strong and one of the beautiful creatures, not through its look but through its powers. It has the power to fly even higher than an eagle. It has very strong jaws which helps it to tear down creatures very easily. Apart from all these, it also it has colors in its body which symbolizes both war and life, which are two very significant factors. And most importantly, after the lifespan of creatures, at last it has to surrender to a vulture. It has to bow down. So people should have the minimum respect when they look upon the vulture, and they have the fear instilled in their mind towards the vulture. Imagine, my friend, what the world would be like if all the living creatures were to be left lying around after their lives were over. So here the Great Spirit is telling the vulture that imagine if the creatures die and they just lay down on the streets. Supposedly I am walking and on the streets I am seeing various creatures lying dead. So will that be a good sight? Will that be a good view? No, absolutely not. Not an appealing sight, is it? So here the Great Spirit is questioning the vulture. According to you, would that be a very appealing sight? Will it captivate the minds of the people? Is it a beautiful sight? No, absolutely not. It is your job to keep Mother Earth as clean and beautiful as I have made her. So the Great Spirit is telling the vulture that the Great Spirit had created the Mother Earth and kept it very clean, and then he has given the responsibility of keeping the Mother Earth clean to the vulture, because whenever a creature dies, the vulture feeds on the animals or the creatures. So it has been given the responsibility to keep the Mother Earth as beautiful just like the time when it was created. I have given this duty to no other creature. So the Great Spirit is trying to explain the vulture that this responsibility only belongs to the vulture, and no other creature that he has created has this kind of an important responsibility on earth. This makes you a special follower of mine and one that is important to me. So here the Great Spirit told the vulture that due to these purposes that the vulture has to serve, these are so special that it keeps the vulture one of the most beautiful and most powerful, and yet having a very strong responsibility, very important responsibility of keeping the Mother Earth clean. So it is quite close to the heart of the Great Spirit. Do not fret when the others run from you. It is from a fear that is created from within them that they cannot help or understand. So here the Great Spirit told the vulture that don't you worry about the fact that the people fear you. They run away whenever they see you. That is just because of a fear that is instilled in the minds of the people. They fear you. That is why they run away. But don't you worry, that is not a thing to worry. It is just because of the fear. When they laugh at you and call you ugly, remember that your appearance has been created specially for you, and think of who will have the last laugh. So here the Great Spirit told the vulture that whenever people call you ugly, do not actually feel bad or something like that, because you have to keep in mind that you are one of a kind. The vulture is one of a kind. No other creature possesses such qualities, such responsibilities, or such looks just like a vulture. So it is the Great Spirit's gift to the vulture. It is created like that, and it will remain the same for the other thousands of years, thousands, not actually millions of billions, trillions of years. So it is one of a kind. It is beautiful just the way it is. So actually this applies to human beings also. We many a times discriminate people on the basis of their looks, but that is how they are born. It is nothing wrong with it. They are born with that looks, and that is what differentiates them from the others. Everybody, every single individual on this earth has their own separate distinguished look, and that actually segregates their looks from the others. Everybody is one of a kind and beautiful just the way they are, and you need to be proud of the way that you look. You need not change your looks, because it makes what you is, like it makes you actually a you that is one of a kind. So never bow your head in shame. You should never feel shameful of the way you look. You should never feel disgusted by the discrimination of the people. You never should feel very sad when somebody calls you ugly. Rather, you need to understand that you are one of a kind. And obviously keep in mind that who will have the last laugh. Here the Great Spirit told the vulture that who will have the last laugh? Obviously the vulture, because after a creature dies, it will actually bow down to the vulture. Go and be the way and keep my word. So here the Great Spirit tells the vulture that go and be the way you are and keep the Great Spirit's words. Perform the responsibilities that have been given to you, and do not bow down your head in shame. Rather, be proud of the way you are. With this, the Great Spirit turned and walked back to his place in the sky. After making the vulture understand all the things, all the responsibilities, and clearing all its doubts, the Great Spirit then moved back to its place in the sky. Knowing that their meeting was over, the vulture, with a new pride in his stance and strength in his voice, now, after listening to the Great Spirit's words, the vulture has gained quite a lot of confidence, and it is now proud of the way it is. And it thus called out, "Thank you, Great Spirit, I shall not forget." So it thanked the Great Spirit of making him understand the responsibilities and its own beauty that had got lost due to the very mocking of the people, due to the circumstances and due to the instances. So now the vulture has no more doubts in its minds. It is now in no dilemma. It has a very clear point of view, and it thus thanked the Great Spirit for making him the way it is, and it is now proud of itself. He then jumped back into the sky and floated back to his perch, high up in the tree. To this very day, the vulture waits for what comes his way. So now, till date, keeping in mind the words of the Great Spirit, the vulture now has no doubts. Till date, the vulture always waits for what it comes its way. So it waits for a creature to die. It does not ever feed on a living creature. He does not hunt and kill like the other creatures do. He lives alone and is patient, and this is a very important feature of the vulture, that it is very patient. It keeps its patience and lives alone. He remains proud of who he is, willing to share with others what little he has, and otherwise biding his time patiently. Why? Because he learned a very special lesson from the Great Spirit. So now the vulture is quite clear with his point of view, and it now waits for what has to come in its way. And all this has happened, all the doubts in the vulture's mind has got cleared, has vanished, just due to a lesson that was taught to him by the Great Spirit once. And that lesson is that all things come to those who wait. So this is a very important lesson in our lives also, that things will come to you if you have the patience. If you hurry, you will not get the things. But if you are patient, if you keep the patience, then apparently things will come along to you. They will come, it is bound to come, but you have to have the patience. So this is the moral of this story. It is a beautiful story written by Charlie Uzai Campbell, and in this story we got to know how a vulture gets to learn about a lesson from the Great Spirit who created this beautiful Mother Earth that we are still living in. Thank you. So guys, if you enjoyed watching our video, please like, share, comment and subscribe to our channel Educare. And yes, do not forget to press the bell icon for more and more new notifications. I will be back soon with another new and interesting chapter of your English book. Till then, bye bye.